Hello, hello. Happy Tarot Tuesday, everybody. How you doing? What is going on? I had a nice little breakfast adventure this morning, which was wonderful. And on that little adventure, I picked up 2 new tarot decks, so I'm pretty excited about that. I've always wanted this one because the artwork is so absolutely stunning. So I picked up the Mystical Wisdom card deck and the Oracle of the Seven Energies. And this is the new one by Colette Baron Reed. So really excited to be using these today. And once again, thank you to all of you who have sent in donations. Helps me buy new decks for the channel. And if you haven't followed me or liked my Facebook page, you can find me Kindred Heart Tarot on Facebook. And, you know, you're welcome to see what you think of the channel before you subscribe, obviously. But if you do enjoy the content, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be notified when videos are up and coming, just hit the little notification bell and it should let you know when I come on live so that you can catch me live and get a personal reading. So, and also Fresh Nails by Jen at Just the Tips. So beautiful little purple wine color for fall. My favorite color is purple, so this is right up my alley. Yeah, so I'm excited to use these decks. This is the deck face for the Oracle of the Seven Energies. And there's a lot of really pretty cards in this deck. I just went through them this morning, but they seem really easy to use. Like, they shuffle really well, and it looks like they're pretty straightforward, but do have a nice write-up in the book. So we will be reading from the book today, as it'll be my first time really using the deck. And then these ones are so beautiful, the Mystical Wisdom card deck here. And I just love, like, the artwork on these is just so absolutely phenomenal. And so we're going to use this deck today in our reading as well. And then, hey, Kathy, how you doing? I went out for such a beautiful walk this afternoon just to ground and balance my energies, have a little chat with the universe and the trees. It was wonderful. I'll put some pictures up on my Instagram later because I found some really neat kind of fungus that looked like snowflakes. Anyway, it was really, really pretty, so I'll post it up. And I'm also going to be using my Shadow Fantasy Oracle. So this is the one I just created. And so we'll be using those decks today. And so I didn't pre-pull, so I'm just going to tap in and select our cards, what Spirit wants us to know for this week for our highest and best. And so I'm just going to shuffle here and do past, present, and future for these. So how are you guys doing? How are you finding the energies? Are you starting to feel like they're going to be moving? Are you still feeling a little bit stuck? What's going on? Feel free to share in the comments. And then, as usual, if this is your first time to the channel, if you're catching the replay, I do usually pull private card draws at the end for those who are watching live. And sometimes if you know you're going to miss the reading, you can put your name down for a card draw, and I will pull one for you at the end too, and you can catch the replay and see what card came up for you. Okay, so sorry if you're super sensitive to the sound of the decks being shuffled. Usually I do pull ahead of time, like right before I come on, I pull so that I don't have to shuffle and pull online. But sometimes I think it's fun to get the energy read of who's on live as we go into the reading. Yeah, it only takes a little while here, depending on how the cards and the energies are feeling. Okay. All right. So feeling a little sluggish, hey? Yeah, it is a little bit, still in that. We'll see what the cards say, but out of channeling, out of messages, I think I've received a lot of messages about commitment to self, commitment to your path, and really holding to a confidence level that I haven't held myself accountable for before, and really not alternating from that faith doubt as fast, really holding space and holding that energy for that commitment to reverence, to self reverence, to spirit, like really honoring that way of life that I am in practice of. And then when things don't go my way, I get booted out of that. And so not to get booted out of that as quickly, as often, and really holding my ground in my spirit self, in my authentic self, the truest version of myself possible. And so that has been coming up for me, as well as listening. There's a couple waves happening. There's some people that really need to honor their emotions and speak their truth. And there's others who need to listen to that. And it's not so much about them speaking their truth, it's about them listening. And so you're going to be on either end of that, needing to listen or speaking a truth. You can always ask a question there. Jakarta. Anyways, so still a lot going on, and it's hard to, if you haven't watched Lee Harris's October energy updates, it's an interesting one because he does talk a little bit about the psychic highways being a little cluttered, and so being very careful when you're going into your intuition and you're knowing that you're also grounding and protecting yourself as well, just because there's so much going on in the mental space. That it's important to be in your body as well. So I do feel like that is a good heads up, and really trying to tap into any type of playful energy as you can, because things have been so stressful but structured and strategic, and that doesn't allow a lot of room for play. And when you're resting from a huge evolution, from a huge transformation in your spirit, that doesn't really feel playful either. So if we can cultivate some playtime, if we can cultivate some time to be in those energies that are less conditioned, less, conducive of someone else's actions or things that are out of our control, if we can just lighten the load a little bit and enjoy ourselves, whether it's for a couple minutes or if we can find a few hours in a day to just really have fun and enjoy ourselves again, and enjoy our friends and our tribe. All right, so I might get to the personal question there. Of course, when you're asking about other people, they do need to give permission. So you can't really tap into someone else's energy unless they have given you access to that. That's my personal take on things anyways. But if it was, hey, Jay, how's it going? If it was in pertainment of you, then I'd be more willing to go right into that question there. So let's see what we have for the past line. What energies are we working with? I'm so excited. We get to use the new decks. All right. Awesome. So good fortune. Yeah, baby. Invite magic in. So I was just talking about this, except I was talking about the playfulness. Well, sometimes when there's a lot of darkness, there's a lot of chaos that we're moving through, we're transforming, we're transmuting, we're alchemizing dark into light, and really, really working so hard to claim that reverence for the spiritual path that we are destined for, but takes that commitment, takes that next level. So this good fortune card is a really good omen for us. It signifies that the hard work that we've been doing is paying off in magical ways within and without. So inside and outside of us. And we've got a lot of different imagery here, but one of the biggest ones that I see, because it was one of my mom's favorite flowers, is the iris. So if you guys can see the iris in the corner here, it's so beautiful. And we have a lot of transformation going on up top. We've got the butterflies and of course the rainbow bridge. So really acknowledging the beauty within us, really acknowledging the good fortune of us too, the good fortune that our spirit brings. So We have the power to uplift people. We've moved away from that rescue energy or the need to be needed or the need to take. We're beginning to be self-sustaining within our own power. And part of this power is recognizing yourself as, good fortune for others, good luck for others, whether they have you in their life or you bump into them on your soul path, that you have this capability or capacity to be a rainbow, to be a light in other people's lives. So invite magic back into your heart, invite magic back into the people in your lives, so your tribe, so that it is reflected back to you. If things feel a little bit dark, if things have felt a little bit down, invite magic back into your life so that you can see it. And so manifesting that through yourself, from your spirit into the 3D world. And let me take a quick looky-loo. Oh, awesome. I love it when that happens. So just open up the book and boom. So it says, welcome to the magic of all life. All good things are coming your way. You deserve your heart's desires. So allow yourself to feel good now. When you send out positive energy and are ready to receive, providence gets into action. You don't need to understand how this happens. Just trust that the universe is at work and will rearrange itself to make the right things happen for you. After you have asked for what you desire, give thanks and trust that it will occur. Mantra, I trust in the magic of life to fulfill my desires. So this is a co-creation. You're having enough control and confidence, commitment to yourself that you can say and ask for what you need. I invite magic in, I invite good fortune in, and then you surrender to how the universe will bring that in for you. So really, really beautiful energies. And from this Oracle, the 7 energies, ooh, beautiful, roots of abundance. So we have 2 cards about abundance, and this one resonating to the number 2 as well, if you are a numerology Kickstarter. Roots of abundance. I love this. And we've got a key here down on the bottom side here. We've got some stars and some hearts, some butterflies as well. So the butterflies are there. And then there's actually a keyhole in the trunk here. So really recognizing where our energies are in terms of our root chakra, but also our belief system in abundance. And I feel like we're getting a huge overhaul in terms of our belief systems in abundance. So how long can you go in your consistency of believing in an abundant spiritual self and an abundant universe until you start to have doubts and until you start to question things and feel that abandonment and feel that neglect and that doubt within yourself? This idea of commitment really is coming up because it does connect right directly into our root, how rooted and at home we feel in our bodies, and how rooted and at home we feel on this earth walk. So can we feel at home with nature? And can we feel at home with people, the tribe, and even those who aren't our tribe? Can we accept all of it as a whole? So number 2, roots of abundance. Let's see what we've got here. So key concepts: being stabilized by deep roots, anchoring yourself and feeling secure in your life, trust and belief in abundance. So this card signals you to pay attention to how you are anchored in the story of your life. Trust that you will be taken care of. The world is full of limitless potential and will nourish you according to your beliefs. Regardless of temporary outer conditions, you are not a victim of life. Life happens for you, not to you. Even if you sometimes slip into that way of thinking, which is what I was just talking about. If you're grounded and internally steadfast, so commitment and being rooted to something are the same, because it's both talking about stability and security within yourself and within your outer circumstances. But when you're secure and committed within, when your outer circumstances change, you're going to be more fluid in terms of your response to chaos outside of yourself or impermanence, right? So it says, if you are grounded and internally steadfast, nothing can uproot you, and you have the ability to manifest your intentions with ease. The message here is simple. Your life is safe and secure, and your intentions are coming to fruition. All your hopes and dreams are firmly grounded and taking root so that you can reach for the stars in your life and expand your dreams further than you can imagine. Everything in the material world is a reflection of your interior world. Of course, I have to put in the caveat that sometimes these statements are overly simplistic, but you'll have to do a little bit of digging there for yourself. Know that you can easily move from merely surviving to thriving when you pay attention to staying grounded. If you find yourself in ungrounded thinking, now is the time for radical trust. Growth never follows a straight line. You will manifest what you need when you need it. A tall, healthy tree doesn't need to hold on to the ground for dear life. It knows it will not fly away with the wind because its roots are planted deep in the earth. So that is really interesting when we think about where we're planting our roots internally in our thought garden. So how deeply rooted are we in trust? You know, the card talked about radical trust. And when you're in a place where you can't see the future, when you can't, put your finger on exactly your next step or even maybe your path, like especially for intuitives or psychics, when sometimes you're able to see, you can see directly into the future. You're like, oh, this is no, that's a no, this is a yes. And you're very clear. Well, this time is about an old identity dying and a new one rebirthing. And so we don't have the same level of confidence in this moment in time because we're being asked to build that and root that deeply within this new consciousness that we have just transitioned and transformed and built for ourselves in co-creation with spirit. So, but a lot of abundance is awaiting for the surrender, the openness, the receiving energy of that beautiful divine feminine to allow and to, when you're rooted in that prosperity consciousness, then you know it is coming. So then you're not flip-flopping on it didn't come yet, it might not be coming. So then you move into doubt, right? So we have that committal, non-committal energy happening in the mind or in the heart space or spirit. And then that allows for that like start-stop from, if you technically look at the law of attraction. So it'd be like, yes, bring it in. No, stop. Yes, no, right? So that we have to just be mindful of where we are in terms of how we're engaging with the energies at this time. And from my Shadow Fantasy Oracle, we have Omens. So there's a little hawk flying across the full moon here, and we just came out of the full moon. So really paying attention to the moon cycles, really paying attention to the omens around us. And so it could be like ladybugs. And today I saw a caterpillar. I saw a little slug and a spider. And just really paying attention. There's 2 pileated woodpeckers that I saw. So making sure that you're listening to the universe, to nature, to spirit, to God, and really connecting in with that first. And you're listening to yourself too, because there are messages coming through that are helping you align with your divine path. And if you're asking for the highest and best path, then listening to what's coming through, because there are multiple choices on the table. When we start out on a brand new timeline, there's a whole bunch of choices. There's infinite possibilities, right? So we do have choices to make. We do have alignments and frequencies that are going to pull in and attract new things on our path. And so this is an important time. And that's why I feel like we did start out with good fortune, inviting magic in, and roots of abundance. So rooting in our own abundance first and foremost, and really calling it in and being deeply committed. So picturing commitment like that, those roots in the ground, committed to the faith in yourself, committed to the love that you hold the reverence you hold for the universe, and really making that a priority to stay in that energy as much as you possibly can. So, and also the color blue here is just popping back out to me. So communication, right? This isn't just messages from spirit, messages from the universe, of course, that also comes through people too, right? So, and I talked about that at the very beginning in the channel, that it may be important for you to listen to people at this time. So there might be some really important truths being spoken. And this all has to do with clearing karmic patterns and righting wrong, so to speak, in terms of energy and patterns in cycles that we have committed to completing, right? So let's move into our present line. So far, I'm loving these new decks. They're so like light and fun and vibrant tonight. They hold a lot of very strong energy. So for the present, we have Dolphin. Don't worry, be happy. Ooh, 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 ooh. Don't worry. Too bad you guys can't like do the callback there, but hopefully you are. I just can't hear you. So don't worry, be happy. And we have like, oh, this is really sweet actually. So I'm just looking at the imagery here. We've got, you know, there are birds in these bubbles in the sky here. So we've got a dove. It looks like we have a hawk as well. So that is just confirming that we have, you know, omens coming through in feathers, omens coming through in birds. I was talking about the pileated woodpeckers that I saw on my walk this morning. And the dolphin energy is really historically about playfulness. And we know they enjoy sex, they enjoy sensuality, they enjoy playfulness. You know, they ride on the wakes of boats. So they are also about human interaction too. So if you visualize and you see yourself as someone, like I feel very at home in nature, and yet as an empath and as a sensitive psychic, sometimes when I'm around people, I'm like, oh, too many people, like I need to disengage. However, there's learning to be done there in terms of seeing the beauty you see in nature, also in people, and protecting your energies there too, because dolphins interact with humans quite a bit, you know, and they are known to actually, or have been known to protect, you know, humans from sharks, humans that are swimming in the water, and then also being particularly drawn to pregnant women, etc. So, you know, I do feel like this talks about fertility. It talks about the union and the interweaving of nature and humans and the oneness and the unity that everything is, and also just remembering to play. And I talked about that a lot in the beginning, like really focusing on energies that aren't all about survival. So we did have the roots of abundance in the beginning, focusing on allowing that abundance in. And then once we have done that, letting go for as long as you can and allowing the universe to come in and meet you with that abundance. And in the meantime, you find ways to play. So don't worry, be happy. Let's find out what the dolphin has to say. I like these ones actually because they're not too long in terms of their write-ups. They're, you know, a couple sentences, so a short paragraph there. So it's nice when I'm doing readings to have like a fairly short write-up. The dolphin has the spiritual ability to uplift your spirits with its friendly, playful nature. Escape from the stress of life by being more relaxed and doing more of what you enjoy. So it's not saying that the stresses aren't there, because we know they are. It says escape from the stress. It's not saying the stress doesn't exist. So escape from the stress of life by being more relaxed and doing more of what you enjoy. So instead of disengaging and maybe turning to addictions, which are only going to prolong suffering for you, even though it's instant gratification at the time, turn to play instead, something that will kind of change the physiology in your brain, just like an addiction or a substance would, except for it's healthy for you and it's uplifting and is lightening up your energy. So pursue your creative passions and use your energy in a more productive way. Try not to worry about issues you have no control over. This is the second message for me. Try not to worry about issues you have no control over. If you have surrendered something, if you've let it go, then your worry is, in a sense, useless. So this worrying can become a habit. So by taking a more relaxed and laid back attitude, you can conquer your stress and become more calm and content. I love to be playful and let go of worry. So that can also be part of that commitment to staying in trust and faith and reverence for yourself and your connection to spirit. Also committing to moving away from stress and finding ways to healthily cope with stress by being playful. So that one's a tricky one. Maybe it is going to get easier for us to do that. Maybe that's part of it, is us letting go of our old preconceived notions about how much stress can be in our lives. And does that preclude us from being playful? Or can we tap into that energy of being playful and actually raise our vibration, reset our mind and our perception, and therefore actually just naturally create a better receiver for the energy that we really want? So let's find out what our clarifying card is. Spirit of Gratitude. I love this. Very soft lotus image. Number 43, so resonating to the number 7. This is really pretty. I'll take a picture of this spread and put it up on my Instagram account and maybe on the Facebook page. Once again, you can find me on Facebook at Kindred Heart Tarot, and my IG is Molly Kindred, so that's pretty easy. If you are enjoying this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up and a like. And of course, share, subscribe, and comment if you guys are enjoying the reading too. So we've got Spirit of Gratitude from the New 7 Energies Oracle. Let's see what she has to say in this book. Okay. Of course, we can see, we know the pattern here. We've got good fortune, roots of abundance, omens, Dolphin, don't worry, be happy, and then the Spirit of Gratitude, Spirit, God, our guides, our angels, our ancestors, being very clear in this reading today. In prayer, we connect directly to our higher power. It is a way for us to be in communion with the divine, a reminder that our lives are a sacred conversation we are continuously engaged in. So we are the language. Prayer lets us know we are not alone. A power greater than us acts on our behalf and is activated through us, suffusing our hearts and minds with a faith that is life-affirming, loving, and compassionate. When we pray, we acknowledge that we are only part of the equation of life, that a spiritual aspect is always in operation. We engage in humility, knowing we are in a co-creative partnership and have so much to be grateful for. This is page 122 as well, for those that are really picking up on the numerology at this time. Expressing gratitude and asking to be of service is the most powerful, prospering prayer of all. When you focus your attention on appreciation for even the smallest aspects of your life and what you have already experienced, it's like waving a magic wand. Everything you need comes to you without effort. Obstacles fall away and your purpose becomes even clearer. The kind of prayer that will prosper you and others today is one of deep, abiding gratitude. You become a magnet for miracles when you are grateful and ask to be a channel for divine purpose, divine abundance, love, and compassion. The power of source is within you. Now is the time to awaken it. And so if you are listening to that and you are kind of scoffing at that energy of things coming easily to you, and I understand that, I resonate with that, I'm working on moving my way out of that energy where I can fall into that resistance or doubt, but it kind of diminishes the energy or empowerment within, because I'm going, Spirit, like, where's this manifestation, or what's with this timing? Like, it doesn't feel good to me, and then I get angry. I get impatient. That's the word. They're like impatient. So when we're in that committal, non-committal energy, and that will reflect everywhere in our lives, then that allows for those little gaps. So the more you oscillate between doubt and faith in yourself and in the greater whole, then the more opportunities there are for little slivers and energies to kind of get in there to grow, right? So being very mindful that if you do feel that upset or that disappointment, that's totally okay. Note that, and then go, okay, that's an opportunity here for either my faith to grow or my doubt to grow. So what would I like to empower at this time? So, what do you feel like will have better results for you? Because even if you're stubborn and rigid sometimes, I think we can all understand that complaining and being upset about something for a prolonged period of time that we aren't in control of, it doesn't really do us any favors. So it is very proactive to begin to dismantle the energies that allow you to fall so quickly into that. So from my deck, we have the Shadow Familiar, and here we have the Crow, and or you could consider the Raven as a Shadow Familiar as well. So a lot of bird energy. We had, the Hawk Omen, we have the, butterflies, and we have the Dove and the Hawk again in that Dolphin card. And actually there's a lot of birds. There's like a bird in almost every bubble here. So a lot of bird energy, and of course bird, angels, heaven, feathers, messages from heaven. And the Shadow Familiar here is really about having guidance through our shadow work. So you are not alone in this shadow work if you're still feeling doubts, if you're in confusion, mental anguish, if you have emotional burden. Trust yourself in moving out of that, because you do have a Shadow Familiar here. You have not only like this dolphin energy, this playful energy that is kind of enticing you into the light, come out of the shadows. You've done your work there. This Shadow Familiar is actually moving you through the shadows as well. And it is a shadow fantasy deck, so we're going to have a lot of light and shadow there. And for the future energies, what do we have going on in the future? Unicorn. Oh, heck yeah. I love this. Invite serendipity. So I'm just taking a look at the card here. Wow, we've got a lot of beautiful, beautiful energy there. So invite serendipity. Unicorn. Let us see. So, first thoughts when I'm looking at cards, I'm intuitively reading. And as you get to know the cards, you get to intuitively read better. But if you're just starting out, you always go to the first things that kind of come to you when you see a card. And that one for me is all about your third eye, all about your intuition, your wisdom that you bring through as a unicorn in your own life. So mysterious, playful, and pure. The unicorn is universally beautiful, mysterious, and difficult to capture or tame, just like you. It is fierce and protective, yet admirable. The unicorn is a symbol of serendipity, the occurrence of events by chance in a happy or beneficial way. This card represents good luck in making unexpected and favorable discoveries. Expect magic to happen. Luck is on your side. Mantra, I accept and invite serendipity into my life. We have so much magic in this reading, you guys. It's saying, if you have been faltering in your belief in magic, Spirit is saying, magic is here for you. Luck is here for you. And the combination of the two is bringing in unexpected, favorable discoveries. So good fortune, chance events, chance meetings, new opportunities, maybe in your relationship, conversations, things are really coming in. So open the doors to receive and really stand fast and root into your belief in magic, your belief in love, your belief in good fortune, your belief in yourself, and your connection to spirit. So that's a really important part of all of this, is if you're doubting the universe's ability to bring in good for you, then you're doubting yourself and receiving it in some ways. So let's see what we have to clarify. Ooh, pretty card. Quieting the mind. 32, resonating to the number 5. So we have with the unicorn, invite serendipity. How can we invite serendipity? By quieting the mind. So, and allowing for change too, because 5 is all about change. So we have here meditation as a commitment. Oh my goodness. That again, commitment. Are you committed to your spiritual path? Are you committed to faith and trust? So the need for silence, peace within despite chaotic outer conditions, letting go of the monkey mind, mindfulness. Life is chaotic, busy, loud, frenetic, and overwhelming. Some days all of that noise is like the roar of thunder echoing around you. And it feels as if you're being pummeled by a rainstorm. Isn't this why we take vacations? To get away to somewhere peaceful? And right now, vacations aren't necessarily a valid mode of coping for us. So in spite of the surrounding din of the world today, you need to slow down and find a bit of peace. So go ahead and take a deep breath right now. Make a commitment to be still, if only for 5 minutes. Count your breaths and be mindful of every one of them. Know that you have all the time in the world to do the things that need doing. Everything is perfect as it is. Right, Jay? Our core beliefs about the world originate in our thoughts and feelings, which then become our perceptions. If our thoughts are all over the place, that is how we will experience the outer world. But what if the outer world didn't matter at all? What if at our center there were a place that is always calm, where the mind doesn't have a million things to say, where problems and challenges aren't nearly as important as we think they are? Today requires you to take an internal break and go to the silent space to regroup. Meditate on the stillness within, choose a peaceful mind and nothing else. You will be amazed by how easily everything falls into place once you do. Okay, so that is in our future position. So it is saying that to assist in that commitment to a stronger version of ourselves in terms of faith, trust, receiving abundance, letting good fortune in, being more playful even amidst chaos. The chaos is there, the stress is there, but we are changing, we are evolving so that we can find our peace amidst that chaos, amidst those storms. And how are we going to do this? How can we prepare ourselves in the midst of chaos to invite serendipity in and allow spirit to meet us with those beautiful manifestations of chance? We can meditate, we can commit to peace of mind, we can commit to peace of heart, and we can move forward in confidence within ourselves that we do have that capacity, that capability to find peace within when there's chaos outside of us. Because, I mean, if you think about the law of attraction and the fact that there's billions of people, then you can't just simply say one person creates everything. In simplistic general terms, we are a mosaic. We are all creating, and the universe is weaving for highest and best outcomes. And there's this give and take and this breathing in and breathing out, and everything changes in every second and every minute, every day. We have timelines, within timelines, and the way we perceive things isn't necessarily the truth or the reality. However, we can do our best to contribute to the highest back into that grid. So the purest, infinite potential within us, plugging that back into the grid, which creates that luminous web, instead of maybe plugging in a lower energy input to the grid, right? So I think that's, the most basic analogy that I can come up with here. And to clarify, we have seeing truth. So that's, we have the owl again. So we have so many birds. So we have birds of prey. We have birds symbolizing peace. We have birds symbolizing communication, messages incoming, omens. And, seeing truth is about seeing through deception, seeing through illusion. And so, when you quiet the mind and when you are rooted in your own prosperity and your own beauty in this world, you're going to come back to seeing the truth about yourself, but seeing the truth about it all in a different light. So really beautiful messages coming through today for our Tarot Tuesday live. Do you guys have, if you want a card pull, I do card pulls at the end of my lives. So I try to come on for Tarot Tuesdays and Saturdays to do readings. And I'm going to be pulling more cards and do mini readings here in the future, and I'll give you a heads up for that. But if you want a personal card pull for today, all you have to do is put yes, please in the comments, and I will pick one from the new decks. Yes. And as I said, I have created a few decks, and I'll put the links up for purchase if you want to purchase any of my decks online there. And I do have bookings open for private reading. So if you're interested in a private tarot reading, my prices are $155 for an hour and a half and $111 for an hour. So you can go ahead and book at Kindred Heart Tarot on Facebook, or you can send me a message through Instagram or on YouTube. So Kathy, let's see, what am I feeling here? I'm going to go with the Mystical Wisdom card deck for you. So this message is for Kathy for her highest and best. What does her higher self want her to know, or what does Spirit want her to know for today? Okay, so, I love it. You got the Peacock. Beautiful. I love this. Look how beautiful this is. So it says, raise your standards, Peacock. And, it's also talking about being vibrant, showing your colors. And we have the beautiful energies here of this beautiful kind of white peacock, and then the man peacock. Beautiful. And then there's this sensuality, too, about the flowers here that I'm seeing. Just beautiful, beautiful artwork here. So, Kathy, let's read the peacock for you. Baby. Okay. The peacock is possibly one of the most exquisitely beautiful creatures of the world's animal kingdom. It is also believed to be the most virtuous and embodies the admired characteristics of integrity and loyalty. Like the peacock, you embody qualities important for friendship and family unity. You are encouraging, selfless, and enrich the lives of everyone you meet. The peacock is also very protective of its young and will provide for and protect them under any circumstances. This card can also be seen as an indicator to better yourself and to raise your standards to be more like the peacock. Mantra, I love and care for everyone I know. And, if it's talking about raising your standards, you love and care for yourself before loving and caring for everyone you know. So what a beautiful, beautiful energy. I just think it's also just about admitting your vibrancy too. Like really honoring your vibrancy, honoring that magic and good fortune that you root into the world. Because if you're committed and rooted into that grid that I was talking about at the beginning and throughout the reading today, you're rooting your standards into the grid. You're rooting your vibrancy. And so when you demand more, when you raise your standards higher, the universe is going to meet you there with those raised standards. So very beautiful, beautiful energies for you there, Kathy. Okay, so Jay, yes, it is beautiful. I'm glad I went into town and picked up those cards. Sometimes you just got to go with the flow. So Jay, this one's for you, and I'm going to pull from the Oracle of the Seven Energies by Colette Baron Reed. Once again, if you've enjoyed this video and you're catching the replay or catching the live, please give me a thumbs up or like the video. And you can subscribe, like, share, comment. And if you'd like a card pull and you're still watching, just put yes, please, and I will pull a card for you. So Jay, this one is yours. Ooh, I love it. A burst of magic. So resonating to the number 48. This one is really pretty. So we have 2 lotuses, almost 3 actually, because this is Jay's card here. And then this was in the general reading. And that was in the general reading too. So the energy of the lotus flower is really, really prominent in this reading too. And the lotus, the beauty that comes from growing through the mud, coming through the muck and the mire, and then seeing the light of day. Also, it really resonates with the energies of shadow and light and how them combined give us our power and our strength. So let's see, Jay, what this card is sharing with you as a message for today. It says, an epiphany, a sudden higher knowing, a sense that everything has a purpose, your purpose as a gift bestowed upon you, cultivating conscious contact with a higher power, coming to know what calls to and lights you up. This is awesome, considering what we were talking about the other day. Sometimes you may find that something you'd been pondering or a dilemma you'd let go of revisits you without warning. It may hit you while you're thinking about nothing, or the trigger may be just the right words arising in a conversation, book, or blog. An epiphany strikes like a lightning bolt, waking you up to a truth that has previously eluded you. It's as if the whole world stops in that moment, as you integrate the missing pieces of the puzzle you were meant to solve all along. This is such a time for you now. Answers are coming directly from source and being downloaded into you with such force of conviction that you cannot be the same again. Be grateful for this beautiful burst of magic. It is not an everyday gift. Inherent in this is the knowledge that Spirit is always listening to you. Spirit is your loving partner, reminding you that you are not alone. Even when it appears that you are trapped, you always have a key to unlock the solution if you cultivate the willingness to be open to and in tune with the source. And just remember, at the beginning, I pointed out that this card has a key here and a keyhole in the trunk. So, also it's rooted within us, the key and the door that's opening, or the answers. Be mindful today. And remember, we also had quieting the mind. Be mindful today when information pops up out of the blue. Oh, remember I pointed out the color blue in the Omens too? Whoa. Be mindful today when information pops up out of the blue. Pay attention. The action you need to take will become obvious as you integrate this magical wisdom. Regardless of the subject of your inquiry, you will be transformed. Only good will come of this. Holy moly. That was a beautiful, awesome card. And if you're paying attention to this reading, then you will have caught so many synchronicities and so many messages coming through that are all in that same alignment, all in that same frequency. So very potent and powerful messages coming through from Spirit today. And as I say in the card readings, if you're not used to watching tarot live or uploaded videos on YouTube, if you're catching a general reading, of course, this is a general read and everything's not going to resonate with you. However, the same also applies when I'm pulling personal cards for people. Those cards that are being pulled, if you're tuning in, if you're gravitating towards this video, you're resonating with the frequency of this message at some point. And so the messages that come through for the other tribe, the other community, those may apply to you as well. So you can always listen in to other people's messages. Just use your discernment and your energy as to whether or not they apply to you and to what extent and level. So once again, thank you so much for tuning in. My community is a support system. And so I'm really excited about building this community. As I said, I haven't been on YouTube too long. And so I'm building up and having a lot of fun with it too. Like I said, I used one of my newly created card decks today, and I'll be using them on my channel regularly. But just wanted to, say thank you. And I do have a lot of gratitude for those of you who support my channel, who listen to the readings, who show up to the lives. It really means a lot to me. It's really fantastic to feel that level of support and community. So if there's anyone else that wants a card pull, then just, put your hands up, so to speak, and put yes, please in the comments. That's the only way I really know if you're still on. So I don't pull cards if no one's there. So you're so welcome, Kathy. I'm really glad that those cards came through for today, because I feel like those are going to be a really nice addition to the channel. And you guys can always donate too. Thank you so much for everyone who has donated, because that's how I can, go and get new decks for the channel. You can donate. I do have a PayPal link on my Facebook page, Kindred Heart Tarot, and it's pinned to the top so you can find it really easily. And if you are familiar with me, you can also send an e-transfer as well. And thank you, and special shout out to M, I'll just say, for picking up my lunch the other day. That was really nice. And that was a donation for the channel. So that was really, really sweet. That was a very cute gesture. So Mason wants a card. Awesome. Let's pick from the Mystical Wisdom. All right, Mason, this is your card, bud. Ooh, you have so much. So I feel like that one I was just like, nope, it's this one. It's going to go shuffle further, but oh, I love this, Mason. So beautiful. You are a natural leader. So, you have, that is so funny, Jay. Like, come on. The lion heart. So set your goals. And we have beautiful, beautiful energy of the sun here. So we have empowerment. And so we have staying true to yourself and really feeling proud of yourself and of the energy you put off just by being you, naturally you. And what Spirit is reminding you of, Mason, is that you are a natural leader. So if ever you feel insecure, just remember you have the power of the lion, just like Jay, and that you really have a strong and powerful lion heart. And if you ever need to call on an animal totem to help you, if you're feeling like you need a little extra boost, if you're feeling down or sad, you can call on the energy of the lion to help you. So for those listening and catching the end of the reading, we're just about done here. I'm just pulling a private card for Mason. So let's see, leadership. There we go. It says here, you can master yourself with assertiveness and self-discipline. Take a leading role in this situation, knowing that mind over heart is sometimes necessary when group decisions need to be made. Define your structure, set your boundaries, and focus your attention on achieving your group goals. Stick to your plan and see it through to the end. Your strength of purpose helps to overcome obstacles and achieve the impossible. Expect an opportunity or job promotion with extra responsibilities. You may be helping someone out. This may require letting go of unhealthy choices. So your mantra is, I make fair and just decisions. I am a good leader. So that's really beautiful. Balancing your mind and your heart and knowing just how powerful both of them are. So that's another really beautiful card from the Mystical Wisdom deck. Awesome. I'm glad you wanted that, Mason. If you have any questions, just ask Jay. He should be able to clarify for you. So I think that's everything. And yeah, 333, there we go. Woo-hoo. I'm seeing a lot of 444 as well. So each of you pay attention to those omens, and numerology is a really big one. Also, music is another one. So thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in today. I'll catch you on Saturday. We'll see about the mini readings. Because I do, like I said, I'm just waiting for Spirit to kind of guide me on when is the best time to do the full session, full live of mini readings. So I will let you know when the timing is right for that. But you guys have an amazing afternoon. I hope you have a great week, and I will catch you on the flip side. Ciao for now. Bye. Adios.